Let's learn about division of fractions. Now what I have here is I have a square in front of me, and what I want to do is I want to divide 1 by 4. That means I want to divide this 1 square by 4. Or I can say that I want to make 4 equal parts of this square and take one of it. Can I also write this as 1/4 of the whole? Yes, I can. So basically what I'm doing is I'm going to take 1/4 of this whole square. And from the multiplication of fractions, we know that 1/4 of the whole is equal to 1 multiplied by 1/4. So now look at the first line and the last line, which I have put in blue. What we wanted to do is we wanted to divide 1 by 4. And what we have done is we have multiplied 1 by 1/4. Now let's look at one more example. Now I have this rectangular stripe here. Now this rectangular stripe represents 1/2, right? It represents 1/2. I want to divide this 1/2 by 2. So when you divide something by 2, what do? If you have an apple, you want to divide by 2, what do? You cut it into half, right? So that means you make 2 equal parts and take one. So now I have this half of the stripe which I want to cut into 2 parts and take one of that half. So basically it becomes 1/4 of the whole. So what I did is I took half of half, so it is 1/2 multiplied by 1/2. Again you look at both the blue rows, the first and last row. What we wanted to do is we wanted to divide 1/2 by 2, and what we did is we multiplied 1/2 by 1/2. What is the reciprocal of 4? 1/4. What is the reciprocal of 2? 1/2. So what we learn here is that dividing by a number is equivalent to multiplying by its reciprocal or a multiplicative inverse. Let's look at one more example. Now I want to divide 2/3 by 1/3. So now you can see in this picture here we have highlighted 2 squares out of 3 in yellow to represent 2/3. Now I want to divide this 2/3 by 1/3. Now typically when I divide something, what do? Suppose I have 24 pens and I want to distribute these pens to 6 kids. That means I want to divide this 24 and give equal number of pens to all the 6 kids. So everybody gets 4. So what I check is that how many sets of pens can fit in there, right, to make it 6 sets. Similarly, I will check how many 1/3 are there in 2/3. How many 1/3 are there? 2 1/3 are there. That means answer of this division 2/3 divided by 1/3 is 2. Now let's apply what we learned before. Let's apply that rule here, multiplying by the reciprocal. So if I multiply 2/3 by 3, because 3 is the reciprocal of 1/3, I'll get answer as 2, which is correct. So the rule that I learned before, that dividing by a number is equal to multiplying by its reciprocal, stands correct. Now let's go over some more examples. So divide 2/7 by 2. So what will we do? We'll multiply 2/7 by 1/2, which is the reciprocal of 2, and the answer will be 2/14, that means 1/7. Divide 5 by 3/4. Now the reciprocal of 3/4 is 4/3. So 5 multiplied by 4 over 3 is 20 over 3. Divide 4 over 5 by 7 over 10. So the reciprocal of 7 over 10 is 10 over 7. So 4 over 5 multiplied by 10 over 7 gives us 40 over 35. It's not in the lowest term. So let's divide the numerator and the denominator by 5. So you'll get the answer in the lowest term, which is 8 over 7. Now divide 6 over 7 by itself. We know when we divide the number by itself, what do we get? 1. But can we check that it stands correct here as also? Let's do that. 6 over 7 multiplied by 7 over 6, answer is 1. And we already know that if a fraction and its reciprocal are multiplied, then the answer is always 1. That is the definition of reciprocal or a multiplicative inverse. Now what happens if I divide 6 over 7 by 1? Answer should be 6 over 7 because anything divided by 1 is itself. But even if you try to multiply 6 over 7 by the reciprocal of 1, which is 1 again, the answer will be same, 6 over 7. Now if you try to divide 0 by 6 over 7, what would happen? If 0 is divided by any number, the answer is always 0. But what happens if I multiply 0 by reciprocal of 6 over 7? That means if I multiply 0 by 7 over 6, what will happen? 0 multiplied by anything is 0, so again your answer will be 0. So what we understand from all this is that the general rules for division, that is dividing by 1 or divide 0 by any other number or divide the number by itself, all those rules that apply to the division of whole numbers are also applied to division of fractions.